We will take it away to a far, far away place. Cache, the location. Renegades. In the words of Gratisfaction, yeah, that's true. In respect to Renegades, it's Cache. They picked it, so it has to be Cache. In the words of Gratisfaction, they're going through to a top 8.
Apparently so. I like the confidence. Quite nonchalant when he was answering the questions from Frankie there. As I said, one of the best T-sides I'd seen. He's like, yeah, it's just pretty standard stuff. Fair enough. If that's the way they play every time, I've got to respect it. It's going to be a T-side star here. Remember, Renegades picked this map. Vitality on there picked us too. It all fell apart. They're going to need a pistol here just to get themselves back in the right frame of mind to actually win out this best of 3. It's 1-0 for Renegades overall. Can they find a pistol on the second map?
BK and RPK to start it off. Watch Ozzy. He's going to try and strike back, though, before they can retreat inside of the site. Doesn't even matter. MBK and Zaiwu getting the pistol. Vitality taking the CT-sided. First CT-sided pistol, but also importantly on Renegade's map, on the CT side, typically you're going to get the momentum. Let's see what the response is. No bomb plant. You can't really justify an aggressive force, or can you?
Maybe you can, it seems.
Okay.
I'm going to force buy in the second, not going to go for the AKs in the third. And we saw Vitality there, very aggressive. We need to see more of that from them on Dust 2. It's weird we didn't, to be honest, but it seems like they're ready to take the fights towards the T's, and that's what we want to see. But we are going to have the force buy here from Renegades. That Deagle is going to be very important. JKS, though, with no armor. And he's going to be focusing more on the utility. They send 5 players towards B. And we'll see if this is where they'll find a bit of success. Smoke down from the CTs. HE could follow up as well. They need to be very careful here as they make their way close towards Checkers. That's going to be their main objective here. Try and get a few players in there and then split the bomb site through Checkers in the main entrance. HE does come in, but doesn't do too much damage.
Down Alex pushing toward Checker, thinking that's the right option. They flash straight through the smoke. He's caught off, middle of the site, nothing to do about it, and they'll pick up some guns to go along with the B site. Palm plants to ensue. Apex is snuck in. We can see the headshot. That's the MP9. He couldn't clip it through the edge of the box. He may still follow it up. He switches his attention to JKS. He's done damage on the Gratisfaction, but he's overwhelmed. He doesn't know who to fire at. He might have been better to focus the player he'd already tagged, because it would have made it easy and short work, but NBK still has the rifle. Molotov to go down. Force Leaz to the right. Does he push the smoke? MP9 suggests you could jump through. He's gone for that rather than the reload. It gives him movement mechanics, but Leaz actually has the more powerful weapon in the form of a rifle, but can't get the angle. MBK just barely gets there in time.
I feel like they're going to force by next round as well. The fact it comes down to a 1 versus 1 where they could have won it, it's going to be too close to call, but I feel like Renegades will fancy their chances going to that next round. Very nice approach for them. They managed to flash Alex fully, get that first kill, the MAC-10, then making its way through towards the bomb site. They get the second. And yes, a very awkward affair for Vitality. They could have done with that being a lot cleaner overall, but still, we'll see what comes through. Will they get Nico here? We'll be up against a force buy once again. Jacob has got Deagle and Kevlar, so it doesn't look like they're fully investing here. They're going to take a partial buy as the loss bonus starts to rack up here. And Leaz, like you said, with the FAMAS in hand, didn't really have a whole lot to work with there. MBK close range again, manages to take him down. Zaiwu didn't get to see the best out of him on Dust 2. Here's another chance here on Cash to show his worth as Azab with the Desert Eagle here. Waits for the smoke to go down. They've got a lot of presence towards middle here, just waiting for the initial utility to go down.
Underneath of the boost, MP9. They check it collectively if they can push Alex off the angle. Zaiwu will be sitting duck at this point. Alex also has an MP9, but likes to try and fire at the USP at range. Gives them the chance to spray down, not losing any ammo when they do push through, but he's swapped it over now anyway. Now, corner. There it is. Zaiwu with 1 Apex. Gets another on the AUG, and then Zaiwu steps back, realizing they're likely to go above him as well, so it all works out tremendously, and Vitality look to go up 3-0. 4th round bonus in effect, given the 1 round bonus at the start of the game now. Or start of the half, I should say now.
Yeah. Looking to steal a bit of cash away. The Renegades can win the round, but maybe just JKS can do some damage here with the Desert Eagle. Even a couple of kills would be beneficial going forward. They are going to buy up in the next, and they want to keep Vitality on the lead here financially. JKS and Leaz do find a shot. Oh my goodness. 2 1-digs out of nowhere. I'd love to see that.
It might be a 3-on-2, but Zaiwu's on 3 HP. Doesn't even need a headshot. 7 seconds. If RPK denies now, round over the kitchen plant, it's not going to happen. He's done the round himself, and he'll hold it down by getting the kills to go along with it.
So you could see that the T's scrambling towards the site, almost like they wanted to die, and that's exactly where they were, because if they didn't die before the round expired, or the timer at the top, they wouldn't get any cash for this round. That was very important, as they wanted to get the AKs out. They wanted to make sure that they actually died there. It might be a bit of a weird thing to say, but that's absolutely what they wanted. And we get into the first real gun round here. AKs across the board, no AWP for Gratisfaction. Not a huge deal, but he would certainly like to be on that weapon, and this is where Vitality will be truly tested. They've got an MP9 and a FAMAS. We talk about CTs having opportunities at the start of each round and be able to show a bit of aggression against anything like that going on, but there is a bit of fragging towards middle. JKS jumps out of the smoke. It's an absolute bloodbath in middle, but it's going to be Vitality that come out on top. 4 versus 2 in their favor. Contains the mid-area, and Apex pushing in towards B. Actually gets the backstabber, takes down the bomb.
He's down. This is a fantastic start, considering it's Renegades map choice. We talked about it. Vitality, cash, get aggressive, T-side. By the way, man on screen, Apex, phenomenal mid player on this map in the past. Yeah, go back to 2016, 2017, even 2015. Very good at knowing when to rotate highway, take the long way around, still get back, retake mid. He'll do that time and time again if they get to control and walk back out from Z connector late. So watch for flashes in on hitting that position for him. But this is a great start for Vitality, who already have achieved 4 rounds. They only got 5 in the last map. That was their map choice. You suggested that they would come in cold or not warmed up as a result of that. They never got a chance to get going. Well, it seems to be the opposite so far. Renegades are limited back to pistols once more, and of the 4 rounds, only 1 bomb plant.
Indeed. Slow start from them. We'll have to see them in recovery mode at this point. They've got, of course, loss bonus here to justify partial purchase. Gratisfaction for no armor to make sure he gets the AWP in the next round. He'll have more than enough to get a full buy of the AWP going to the next. Sentry there towards A main. You can see all the Renegades players on the other side. They'll be ready for a basic execution. A couple of smokes on the bomb site, blocking up towards highway. Flashbang comes in, and it's up to the rifles now to shut them down. Disallow them access towards the bomb site.
BK waits, goes back, is already on top of him. I thought he would have been expecting to, given that they were going to rush the position. The problem is, by getting there, they get dog. Az is able to collect on Zaibu, but bomb denied. Alex pursuing, even free-firing Az's position. Not ready for JKS to be so close, but thankfully, RPK is quickly back on the scene. And Jacob, with it all to do, they're actually expecting he might be elsewhere because he made his presence known so late inside of A. Nearly got a free shot toward Apex, but 5-0 now. 2 closest rounds they've had, by the way, have been the rounds that they haven't had guns.
Yeah, the 1-digs seem pretty powerful. Az had nice work there to take down the player towards quad, get an AWP and get a second frag, but they did not get a plant, but it doesn't matter as they saved enough cash here for a healthy purchase into round number 6. Top fragger so far, Liaz with 4. On the Vitality side is RPK. 9 frags. He had some great moments in Dust 2. Fortunately, they only got 5 rounds in total, but we'll see what can be done here. Maybe a B split's coming in quickly. We've got 3 players towards the B storage area. 2 holding middle with the bombs down towards T spawn, so I don't think they'll be committing off this. It's going to be trying to run a default, see if they can challenge the rifles they know are holding towards the B side. No AWP on the CT just yet. Flashbang goes in. What a flash it is. Nice assists coming through. RPK gets the alley-oop. Oh, he wants a little bit more here as well. He'll get Dingfig. Find that second frag, no problem. Finally shut down. That's the AWP. And are they going to be smoked out here? Not yet. As it will be now just Apex in the B side. But he has got a fast rotation from Zaiwu, who's by the vents.
Apex waiting it out. Headshot position, headshot angle with the AUG. Quick check to heaven. That's cleared. Presumably, as soon as the utility's in place, they'll swing wide. Apex is forced out, though. Toxic. Oh, he's flashed as well. That's brilliant. He does manage to find his way blindly on top of the generator, and they would have thought that was clear. They ran in. He could see through the flames. He finds Gratisfaction, but being as weak as he was, they'll take him down immediately after as Jacob will plant the bomb. He's left alone, though, 1-on-2. Time to reset. Smokes himself back in. Flash out as well to the corner, so he wants to stay on the platform rather than try and get an aggressive peek on the first. Gets information. The shot's heading his way as to where they are, but Alex positioned and waiting for him to peek out on the only side that he could.
Vitality, 6 rounds in a row. That was a nice try from Jacob there. I loved what he suggested to them. The smoke towards the right-hand side as he planted, flashed in as well, trying to make them think he's gone towards the corner there. Nice angle to check a room, but unfortunately couldn't nail the shots. RPK flashed in towards B storage. Doing great work with the AK-47. They've got 11 kills now as they go 6-0 up, and Renegades, rightly so, will call a timeout here. They still have the maximum loss bonus. The bomb was planted. There is a buy there, but Gratisfaction can't afford the AWP. They can't really budget it at all. No one really has enough funds to drop in the weapon. The top end of the scale is Liaz and $5,000. It would mean he has nothing left over, even if he's dropped an AK. So not really worth it. I think they'll focus more on the AKs here. Starting to be shut down. This is what we wanted to see from Vitality. Turning up in the fragging department, their teamwork seems to be a lot more efficient here on Cash than it was Dust 2. They're taking advantage of those opportunities on the CT side. They're actually getting stuck in at the beginning of each round. RPK not going to go down without a fight, it seems. Or for Apex right now. Does it go in the hands of Zaiwu, who currently has the MP9? I assume Apex has got a very good spawn. Maybe he'll just challenge towards B. Actually, not the best, but he'll be left as a solo turret once he feels established. Won't be for a while, though, that smoke up.
Yeah, not at all. And they'll advance, perhaps, to make sure he can't get back into the turret position. Actually, going to rotate back through useless. Aggression on A. NBK tries to go to the corner. Top side smoke. Gets caught out by Gratisfaction. Jacob, he goes over and takes that angle. Now can watch toward the forklift position.
Yeah, I really don't think that works anymore unless you've got the flash backing it up. It's just way too telegraphed. As soon as I see that smoke, everyone's spamming that and making sure. You're not going to throw smokes like that either. Oh, this could be a nightmare round for Alex if he dies here. A little bit of damage to that grenade.
Every nade goes the wrong way. They're all bouncing off. But there's quite a few on Dust too, to be fair. And yeah, he gave himself up. That was too easy. Molotov in the corner, take him down with the AK by Jacob. Zaiwu is behind. Low HP on Gratisfaction. Bomb in his hands, and the AK immediately grabbable. No one watching on top of this position. All in front of him as well. And he's just going to line up one, a second, and perhaps a follow-up. He's taken this round by storm. And he's got all 3 kills, the bomb to work with, smoke to get away, and he'll give up the bomb given that they now get down to 43 seconds. He doesn't want to overextend and give back the advantage. He knows at least that they're going to take 20 seconds to get back over to B, so play the time on this, and he's going to rotate slowly as well back to mid.
Vitality look like a different team right now. Where was this on Dust 2? This confidence. Zaiwu with an MP9, backstabs again, fantastic aim with the AK-47. And now, Apex, like we said, alone towards B. Pretty handy with the AWP, especially they walk for a smoke and give a free kill. Just like that, Liaz goes down. I think he's got the double here, no problem at all. It will be 7-0 now on the pick of Renegades Cash as we continue to find absolute dominance here on the CT side. Remember, this is a T-sided affair as well. You mentioned yesterday. Yeah, it's only by a few percent, but it's the only map in the pool considered to be T-sided. And so far, Renegades on 0 rounds as we enter round number 8. And this was the nightmare situation. The fact they win the round, though, doesn't really matter. So Zaiwu, once he found that first kill, looks absolutely unstoppable as he makes his way through. Pistols again. Lost bonus on the gate so far. You do need a couple of plants every now and then to maintain the AKs. So CZ's Deagles, A split coming in, this time focusing towards Squeaky Door.
Alex. He'll get up above, gets there cleanly. They'll re-smoke toward A main as well. MBK's not going to stay toward forklift. Actually goes back inside of the site, which pulls the vision further away, but they check it. They look straight to it. And MBK is still peeking on the right side. Doesn't have the angle. Zaiwu just gets to the site now, but they've already lost 2. Bomb's surely going to be planted, and Zaiwu's got to be very careful with Azza rotating back around the forklift. They still don't have position from truck to cover that off to peek it. They do now. So Azza gets back inside. He can't go left. Has to hold behind the red crate, and he's done that splendidly with the CZ-75. Nade forward. He knows they're close. He bounces off the ground, tries to get the damage in, but a great round from Renegades. Finally on the board, and I have to say now, the 4 closest rounds they've had have all been with pistols. Round 2, they nearly eco. That was when they got a bomb down. Deagles ran out of time. Pistols got it down to a 2-2. This one, they win it.
They absolutely do. The A split works out for them, and it's Azza with the CZ up close, managing to get the most vital frags here. Zaiwu, who's causing an absolute nightmare for them. He gets a lovely shot, follows it up towards RPK as well. CZ still deadly as we head into round number 9. Gratisfaction finally has the AWP. They've got a nice bit of cash behind them as well. As we'll see if he can cause some damage here. Azza will take some to help. He goes to 68. Good flashbang. Apex aggressive towards B. Nice to see their confidence building up here. Trying to answer back quickly and shut down the finances of Renegades. As a boosted up, his aim has just been mesmerizing this event. So strong. Haven't seen his Azza for a while. Molotov's smokes towards middle. MBK looks like he's ready to be flashed in at A, but no one there to back him up.
Oh, yeah, door open, MBK knows it. Knows exactly where the player is because bounce smoke is rather evident, but he gets caught out by a perfect flash immediately after, and JKS and Azza are going to back on that. RPK still holds toward the truck. They've got to cross over. No smoke down to do so as of yet, no smoke available for them to do so, so he's got a clean shot. Not only that, the slower they go in trying to hold these positions because they can't cross, the sooner that Apex gets in position with the AWP, as is a sitting duck, that now allows RPK to move in by the wall. So Gratisfaction has to be aggressive with the op, tries to, legs Apex, that's confidence for JKS. He'll follow it himself, and JKS will take care of RPK.
Great stuff from Renegades. A little bit touch and go towards the end there with Azza watching the connector, and Apex took him down. He upgrades in that situation to an M4. Gets the rifle out for the 2 versus 2. But at this point, Renegades might be able to actually show us what they're capable of on cash because they have broken the money of Vitality. Yes, even after a 7-0 streak, it just took 2 rounds to bring them right down to an eco here. And they have bought up an M4. Apex has purchased that. A bit more money than his teammates. So he's got the M4 Kevlar right now. They're not going to invest much more than that, though. So trying to see what Apex is capable of. He's going to be positioning himself towards the CT truck right now. Maybe want to boost him up or set him up. The thing is, they've got no flashes to really allow him any positional control. But this position on the bomb site is actually pretty beneficial. You can jump up when the smokes are deployed and see if you can get a couple of kills. Very difficult to play to time it correctly, but it can be very impactful.
Gratisfaction waiting to see if anyone wants to get aggressive. Already tagged. Pop flash to corner. Lets them get out toward the white box. Ooh, spots one jumping. Don't do that twice. I won't give the angle to him. This is where the half starts to tilt. The scales start to tip. Mentioned Apex's potential to retake toward mid. So far, hasn't really needed to, but now that they're on pistols, that's not a concern. It's going to be a stack on the B site. Leah's heading over toward long A. Azza already on highway. Bomb, I highly doubt even goes that way.
The 4-man stack in B. Not going to be yielding much fruit this round, I'm afraid, because Renegades head towards that A site. They were very good at the anti-ecos on Dust 2. Will they maintain that here? And spotted by Azza, by someone at least, as he'll pre-fire the position. It's a tricky one, as you can see. Might struggle, might just want to fall back at this stage. You've got Molotovs for that spot. You can just use that instead of risking a kill, but either way, they're going to find the shots eventually. As it looks to be a clean sweep here, maybe one goes down, and absolutely not. 5 stay alive for Renegades on their feet now, as they get 3 rounds in a row. There is money for Vitality, but not enough for the AWP as Zywu. Apex will be feeling the pressure now, as he only has the FAMAS. So what a difference a couple of rounds makes, as Zywu MP9, Apex FAMAS, and they might have to bring out one of their aggressive rounds once again. Try and get that first pick. When you've got this sort of buy, you may want to be pushing squeaky door, go for the first kill of the map, and see if you can apply some pressure, upgrade one of these SMGs to an AK perhaps. See which way they're inclining. Instead of play towards middle, let's be Zywu and RPK.
Good kill. They're going to try to push it. They're already committed. They're already in. Everybody's blind. 4 senses to work with, vision not being one of them, and somehow they echolocate each other. JKS has his vision restored, his accuracy back on point to where it was yesterday. He finds 2. Jacob, he adds to that total, all onto Apex. They aren't anywhere near him at this point in time.
They're really in the swing of things now. Renegades looking deadly once more. The AK shots coming in from JKS were just spectacular there. CT's actually rotated in time, arrived at the scene of the crime, and it just went horribly wrong for them as JKS obliterates every single one of them. Jacob helping out as well. Flash not amazing, but it's fine. They're just hunting for this final player now. Apex with FAMAS. Even got his hands off the mouse right now as he'll try and hold onto the FAMAS, but I don't think it's going to happen. They are certainly going to check the back of the B site.
Just want to point out that I said 4 senses left, implying that sense of smell is clearly important in Counter-Strike, Henry. All right? Don't doubt it.
You can smell the energy in the room, you know, the tension, all the excitement in the air.
Sure, or what I had for dinner last night in my case.
Yeah, that's true. My case, especially. I'm the one who gets to sample all of that. Anyway, we'll see what happens in the next round. Getting to the maximum loss bonus, not quite there. So with the FAMAS save, they're averaging about $3,000. I think they'll have to take another partial buy here. Renegades answering back after a slow start. They were 7-0 down, but this looked likely to be 7-5. Those shots from JKS, so precise. It really is beating it. This is JKS of old, someone we know has the potential to be a world-class player. We've seen it in the past. Just haven't seen it for a while, but this event, he's really shown us that with the right leadership, the sub coming in, he's getting the most out of these players. As a calling as well, it all seems to be working for them, and Gratisfaction showing us exactly what he can do with a sniper. A very simple procedure here, just finding all the kills towards middle. That's round done. It is going to be 7-5.
Walk out, try and does spot the gun barrel of Jacob, but gets taken down. He's able to snap out with the AK-47. And it's onto RPK. Again, Renegades, this is more like it. This is more what we saw in Dust 2. Being very calculated, knowing where the pushing and the aggression is going to come from. Committing, I have to say as well, by going over that Molotov to a plan, not getting caught in Vitality's trap of slowing them down with utility, and now 5 rounds in a row. It's 7-5. Timeout naturally to be called by Vitality at this point in time. They've got money to work with. Do they go to a double op?
I think they probably will. We saw it before with Apex.
Apparently those aren't hot enough. There's metal on the front of those in front of a heater, and he's just grabbing it.
Yeah, I guess if you can touch it like that, they're not roasting at least. There's the more traditional approach. But yeah, I felt like the double orb setup is almost guaranteed. We'll see. LMBT, former coach of Mouse Sports, said he's thoroughly impressed with the boys. I think everyone is with what they've demonstrated so far. We haven't seen a double orb setup. We haven't seen a single orb come out. Okay, well, the money was there, but they've opted for Orgs instead. 1 and 4 for Apex. That's Grat getting it done towards the middle. No smoke down. Enable him to get a few frags down. See the spam at the start. Actually tagging Taiwu. Jacob as he tries to fend off any potential CT pushes.
Alex just holding off. Flash goes in, NBK to follow. It's clear, boys. Bit of information they can take advantage of. At the same time, though, it's not like Vitality has any information on B as of yet, and Renegades are just holding up, trying to bait out utility at this point in time. So 3 toward the door. They can take A, and that full sense of security. They've rotated down toward Highway. They want to try and control middle at this point so they can cover off a potential B hit. They've left A wide open.
I might even consider going for this now.
I don't think he did. Oh, definitely not. Forget it. Save the guns, boys.
See you later.
Wow.
Get out of here.
Wonderful. Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of talk about Leaz. They said last week as well, just a bunch of hype around him in Australia coming up as one of the young talents. He showcased it, I think, quite effectively. Obviously, the team's doing very well with the change of pace. Kassad back in as well. That's one thing to note. He was there, he left, he came back. Things going well.
Yeah, this is the best looking Renegades we've ever seen. And like we said yesterday, the only team that so far in this tournament. They lost the best of 3, didn't quite get the clean 3-0, but this is more than enough time to make up for it. This is a 2-1 game right now, so even if they lose this best of 3, they have another lifeline. But I've got a feeling they might be able to do this. Saving the weapons. Vitality will have an AUG left over. They still have the maximum loss bonus. Even with the 2 weapons saved, it's going to be a little bit problematic. They might want to take a time out here and discuss their options. He has great shots there. An open A bomb site. He rails 2 players towards short. And here comes the purchase. So for Mass for MBK, there will be compromises here. They have a couple of kits. It's not too bad of the saved weaponry. Gratisfaction trying to beat the smoke towards middle. Doesn't want to fire off either. It's not one of those spots. And JKM will be traded out, but that actually favors Renegades here, as they have plenty of time to 4-on-4, and he thins out the CT defense.
JKS is going to try and wait for that smoke to dissolve on B. Apex is going to burrow back into a very Molotovable position, and I mentioned that because there's 4 of them currently on the Renegade side. Thankfully, he thinks better of the option, and he'll go back inside of the site instead. No one else on B, so if he was Molotoved out of there, mid-rotation would not make it in time before they would already have the site to themselves.
So they're going to go for the B execution here. Shoot the windows out, Molotovs go through. Apex with the flashbangs as well. He needs to be very careful. In the corner, he can't be touched by the flames, but the bullets will certainly reach him. RPK and Alex attempting the retake here. Doing a good job to bring it back to the 2-on-2, but not for long. MBK stuck in the vent, then surely will be taken down. It's Azza to close it, and that's 7 rounds in a row. Bouncing back from 7-0. That's pretty unbelievable. So it goes to show you what a great start can do, but as soon as Renegades managed to win that first round, they haven't really missed anything at all. Vitality, can they pick up the last and take the lead in round 15? It'll still be a decent half. They get the 8-7.
Yeah, it is. It's just going to be extremely disappointing for them considering they lost 16-5. They had a 7-0 lead here, and now it's a 7-7 game. So that's going to weigh in the back of their mind. It's not an elimination match, remember, for Vitality. We need to keep that in mind. This is an advancement match.
Yeah.
Vitality came through technically the open bracket. I put an asterisk on that because that's because they're a new core. They've got lots of players that have played in majors before. They've got former major champions on their team. Technically, they've had to do the longest route of anyone to get to this point. So for them to get through would be fantastic. For Renegades to be the first time ever, also spectacular. MBK, flashed into this position on A main before, is going to go again. He'll find Jacob this time without the assist of a flash, but Gratisfaction through the smoke is able to find him instead. And we go back to 4-on-4. Any lead that Vitality's had in the last multiple rounds has been answered either immediately or answered twice as much. In other words, gone back twice as much the other way, and they've not been able to execute on sites. They've got one toward the door this time, so trying to stabilize into a pick, but they need Gratisfaction to find the next shot on A-main, and he will.
Great shot as well. Didn't panic too much, and Apex trying the Ronax boost again. It's surely going to be taken down at this point. It's all falling apart for Vitality. They look so strong at the start, but there's still a chance here in the 3 versus 2. ZywOo with the AK now. He's so good with this weapon. Good grenade, should do considerable damage actually. Not as much as I thought, as they get the bomb planted. 40 seconds remain once it goes down. ZywOo, not anymore, just RPK, he's got it all to do. 2 players to find, he's got an incendiary, but no kit.
Ghost up, nearly spotted RPK. Molotov doubt, he's hoping that's going to force them a little bit further than it has, but he's not considering the fact that JKS is actually burrowed in behind the box, and even if Leas didn't find the opening peak, they would have had the trade easily based on position. Renegades answer back with a slew of 8 rounds, win the half by 1.
You don't see scoreboards like that too often. After going 7-0 down, to take 8 rounds is certainly a statement. Renegades are looking to close this out 2-0. Vitality need to wake up. They started strong, but they dropped off towards the end. We'll see what they can do after this break.
8-7 this half, much closer than the first on Dust 2, but it is Renegades still in the lead. That may come as a surprise for those of you who are with us at the start. It was 7-0 for Vitality, and the tables, my oh my, did they turn.
They certainly did, Matthew. It looked like Vitality were on their feet. They found their form, but all of a sudden they lost one CZ round, and they lost 8 in a row. Renegades certainly feeling it, but we'll see where this pistol leads us. If Vitality get both pistols, they might have a fighting chance here. They're going to go for a run boost by the looks of things, or just holding a stack. So going to see if any CTs push around the corner. No aggression though, but you can see a heavy B presence from the CTs. They've got a smoke, an incendiary on Gratisfaction, just to note, and a diffuse kit. I'm interested to see what Grat will do with the incendiary. You know, on the A site, you can deny plants by dropping it on the bomb site, and that could be very powerful, not expected necessarily in a pistol. Vitality waiting for initial aggression, find nothing, and start making their way towards A. This will be a split on the bomb site, probably smoke towards highway, then one to the left-hand side of the red bomb site crate. Make their way in, focus, and isolate the CT players. We can see they're playing an actual retake here on the CT side. So Liaz, his job is to get one kill. That's the initial smoke. You'll probably see the second one come out shortly. And they'll make their moves. They wait for a little bit for an initial utility in response to the CT. They don't get anything, so when they go, a little bit of damage done there, but the bomb's planted safely.
Vitality convert this with the bomb down. It'll be both pistols for them in this game. 3-1 in the series. And 3-1 for the T side, just to note, in terms of pistol distribution. Top goes down by Quad. That tries to force them out, but it forces them directly toward the smoke. Not only that, they've got Azza waiting to see if they were going to push through. Gratisfaction and Leah's down. MBK finding both kills. 8-8. Fantastic round. All 5 stay alive. I said 4 or 5. There's 5
yes.
of them.
Yeah, you're learning, Matt.
Well, you know, PUBG and all that, right?
Yes, all 5 do survive that, absolutely. So the retake setup is a bit of a risky one if they go for a hard A commitment like that with the smoke down, especially there's the smoke I talked about for the retake, and they find absolutely everything. That's both pistols now in favor of Vitality. Remember, they got a 3-0 conversion in the first half, actually 7-0 conversion, which was strange to see. CT's actually going to be force buying in this second round. They found a lot of success to this, so can't really criticize it. That's where they feel most comfortable. As Jacob and his deadly deagle make his way towards the B storage area. RPK waiting with the MP5.
As it's just checking on his own, of his own volition, toward MA. No utility, no support to try and get inside of it. Jacob already pushed up in B-main as well. He'll try and get the same information on that side of the map. A little bit different that time. He did have JKS try to take a shot to beat him. He knows well that RPK has worked over toward the toxic position.
Oh, Jacob needs to get out of here. Good choice. Almost certainly going to be dropped by RPK if he keeps facing.
Well, not to mention they're positioned in mid. They could easily burst through the vents on top of them if they overcommitted to being that far out of the sight. Faction. We hardly got to see him in this round, but we watched him die.
Yeah, we witnessed it firsthand. It's looking like Vitality rounds here. There's no positional control for the CTs. They're losing HP all over the place. This smoke, though, might go help him out a little bit. Jacob's still looking for that one dig. Not finding us just yet. They're making their way back towards the B bomb site, which is actually open right now. JKS trying to spam towards the vents. Actually hits Zywu there towards Checkers, but I'm not sure the CDs can even justify going for this once the bomb goes down. Might want to save the force ball weapons and have another go at it in the next round.
Planted by Zywu. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on this. Head armor as well for Lea's, JKS, the scouts. As a Jacob, they've also got the armor. So Vitality take back the lead. It took them a pistol round to allow them to do so, and what I mean by that is it took them the economy being handed back to them at the start of the half, because that spiraled last time.
So CTs will hold on. So they're 5-7s and Deagles. They've got a Scout and JKS as well. The reason for that is you might think, oh, it's just pistols. Might as well see what you can do, but the bomb's planted, and you can cause damage in the next round. You're not going to buy anyway. Because you already caused 4 hits, so you might as well keep what you have, give it another go, and Vitality don't seem to be hunting too aggressively here, so it will be them extending their lead to 9-8 as we get into round number 18 here. Not really much will be purchased on the Renegade side to add to what they already have. Maybe a smoke or two. Azza will purchase one of those. Gratisfaction gets an HE to go with his PT50. Remember, he's the AWP. He can't really spend too much cash here. So we'll be on 3,100. Get a nice cash injection next round. So we'll certainly bring out the AWP to kick things off in the gun round. But still quite early days here on cash. If you're just joining us, the advancement game between Vitality and Renegades. First map was Dust 2, and that was the Vitality pick. They got stomped out 16-5 by the Renegades boys. They looked very strong on that map. And now it's their pick of cash. Not as one-sided, but they certainly had a resurgence after going down 7-0.
Yeah, absolutely. So Inferno is the deciding map.
What a map pool that is.
That is
a dream.
Lovely. Yeah, you said it's your favorite when it was picked at the start of the series. This is Henry G's favorite map pool.
It's just because when you have excellent players like this on the server, those are the maps you really want to see played. The Dust 2 kick off as well. You get to see some great moments there, the AWP, and good coordination coming in. It's an absolute pleasure to spectate. And Alex will get a nice grenade in towards Forklift. Does a ton of damage to two players waiting there.
Certainly does. Azza getting the worst for wear. Oh, he's going to be pushed out as well by Molotov. He's down to 28 HP. Flash in, perhaps against Apex. He counters it off, so they can't do so, despite the Gratisfactions on one side of the door, and Azza's on the other. They'll have to hold station 4 inside of the A site. Sense of urgency to get back over toward B. They seemingly dissected the stacks based on utility alone. They tried to fire through the garage as well. That's what Gigantus is trying to do toward the vents, but it's not going to work out for him. Gratisfaction falls. Molotov to upper, and again, it might just be worth saving the armor going into the gun round.
Good point. Not going to win this round, that's for sure, but if they can steal away an AK, even just one of them, might actually be beneficial. Want to try and do here. Alex with the UMP, he can actually justify this, giving up another that much of a big deal. That is significant, though. If they get a third, it's going to be a little bit problematic. Just Jacob now looking to show us what he's capable of. They know where he is, though. And that's a fantastic shot here to even stand a chance. There it is. And now surely goes down. The last remaining player in that position, at least, will be challenging him. It's going to be MBK. Still with 100 HP. Jacob would rather go down with the bomb than let him have the satisfaction of finding the kill.
It's absolutely true. So he's built up some cash with these kills. Doesn't get an AK-47. They'll lose the armor. That's at $1,000 a piece. But more importantly, they take 2,700 with each AK down out of the hands of Vitality, which will have benefits down the road. Certainly, if they can win this gun round, it will, because the money's going to be limited significantly because of that. What's he going to buy? Double op setup? CT side? It's going to be 4 AUGs. He held for a moment. I thought maybe they were considering it.
Well, this is their standard approach. You don't normally have to drop the double orbs until it gets to the real scary point if you've lost like 2 gun rounds in a row, finding yourself on your third eco. But either way, Vitality post double digits, and they have full control of the finances here. They've got lots of money in reserve. They're setting up an A execution. This is very common on these first gun rounds. Dropping a set piece early on is a fantastic approach. You know they won't be fully equipped with maybe all the incendiaries or kits. If you get a fast plant down here, cool trades, you'll actually have the advantage. So here it comes. Full commitment towards A. Lots of utility deployed.
Yeah, this gets up behind the smoke. He's used to extinguish the flames. That's going to put him further into the corner, nearly out of sight and behind the attacking terrorists. But they look in and find him. They spammed through and took him down. His Gratisfaction still has some position to work with at A. He's got the AWP, but he doesn't have the vision to go with it. It's all under Alex, and he's aggressive. Spots Gratisfaction, nearly got the shot toward the red crate beforehand, but Renegades pull back their first CT round, and we stay within 1.
Well, we take that round, as I mentioned, with almost a pinch of salt, because his Vitality is just trying to present something very quick and execution based in the first gun round, because there won't necessarily be the utility to respond with. This is when we go into the defaults, and that's where the game really is decided. As a nice work with the AUG there. Gratisfaction hits pretty much every shot he had to. Great step of him to close out the round. They keep 3 up, and we'll see if Renegades can tie things here at 10-10. As we get to round number 20. They're on the CT side. Those listening via the radio, perhaps audio only, at work, try and keep that updated for you.
And BK trying to find that off angle to catch anyone out inside of checkers.
Oh, setting Jacob up.
They are indeed. He's not going to peek it. He'll hold for now. He'll wait for timing. Some sort of information to go on that. At Apex, he's got a suspicion. Remember that rounds where they had pistols? They got 3 kills. Jacob the one to do it. Look at the effects. It's just a deagle for Apex this time. And if they lose this, money's gone. Same could still be said for Renegades on their side of the equation, but this round really opens up the game.
It's another A commitment here for Vitality. They've got 4 players on this side of the map. Dropping the incendiary, and Jacob's ready for the backstab as well. So he doesn't want to find kills just yet, but when they do show their hand towards the A side, that's when he goes with the backstab.
Nice nade. Alex down. It does reveal exactly where Leaz was playing from, and they'll take him out. But Jacob, he's so good in this timing. They held it. We said Apex seemed to have an idea. Always missed the shot. No response from ZywOo. He's preoccupied. He's still looking toward the truck. Good counter nade to make sure he loses vision for a moment with the reticles coming through from the nade, but also... and he has to consider moving out of the corner. It's a shot from Gratisfaction. They still haven't got ZywOo. Jacob's going to go through onto it. They're touching each other. He's firing over his head, however. ZywOo still fires with the AWP. Actually does some significant damage. Finally, he'll get taken down. Gratisfaction working back into the side. A pistol to kill RPK. And money's now gone for Vitality.
Now that's all about Jacob. He doesn't get a massive amount of frags there, but he certainly... well, he didn't get any frags, I don't think. But he goes for the perfect backstab there. Makes things very uncomfortable. We saw that all play out. They get him boosted, ready, and didn't commit like that from Grat. He didn't fully commit at the start. He's waiting until they've got the information. The bomb's been spotted. Multiple players here. It's unlikely they're watching for that backstab so early on, and there was the actual nade kill to kick things off for the CTs. Gratisfaction hitting almost every single shot we've seen him presented with so far. Gets a USB out, and what a nice finish that is. Great work. As they do find 10-10. Oh, the kiss there. Gotta love that.
It's not bad. A little forehead kiss.
Yeah.
Yes, the nade, that's pretty much spot on, but RPK, the only one who was unable to get away. Everyone backed through the door and he kind of just had to suffer the fate. Down to 47. MBK gets boosted back out in middle. AK still trying to do damage. It's Alex that's tagged, but they get the opening pick. They'll follow it up. The damage is certainly there. The kills are not. Can the CTs do anything about it? Can Renegades pull this back away? Because Vitality is stretching out. An AK in the hands of NBK, and the AUG now picked up and put to good use. They're going to transfer that over as well because ZywOo still has 95 HP. Apex doesn't. He might have head armor, but he only has 15 to play with, and the AUGs certainly make that a problem either way. Az is still waiting for it. He'll try and hold off middle. Vitality, I said that was going to be the round that breaks them at this force buy. This can certainly pull them straight back into it, and the money is still not that established on the Renegade side, which is why they could justify doing this. Over to B. The only one there is Gratisfaction. He's got the AUG, or excuse me, the AWP.
Yeah, he could do serious work here. They don't have... they do have a smoke, to be fair. They can at least isolate him with that. But not much else. But he's not watching it right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, he considered rotating off of it, and they realized there's still not information enough. He might get caught out in transition here. He's in the site, which means not like he can play efficiently. Try and pick through, and now he knows. Molotov's down. Off tight side of the site, finds one. He managed to avoid the flash just enough. Nearly got NBK. That would have swung the round firmly in their favor, but it's only one. Still a 3-on-2, and yeah, they're going to bail off of it. Just enough from Vitality, just enough money to get out the AK-47, and it's going to be them holding on to the lead 11-10.
Absolutely. Well, the CTs try and throw in a bit of aggression there towards the B side of the map, taking down with those pistols. It gives away some rifles there, and Gratisfaction, like we said, he really had to deliver in that situation. It was a difficult one, though. He gets the Molotov on top of him, the smoke down in spawn. He has to rotate to a very difficult spot. He gets one, but as soon as he missed a couple of shots, he was done for. They could jump on him, and it looks like now Leaz will have to try and stay alive, but the bomb's about to explode, so they should be fine. They'll see if they can take the AUG to the next round. Yeah, it's not really as strong as you'd think on the Renegade side. Gratisfaction, just to note, 20 kills to his name, 12 deaths. At the top of Vitality is going to be MBK, 17 and 13. So, all potential of Gratisfaction looking very good. ZywOo, his counterpart on the other side, is 13 kills. We haven't seen him get into that carry mode just yet. We've seen some good rounds from him, but we know his skill ceiling is extremely high. Just to remind you, this is not an elimination game, it's a progression. So whoever wins this series makes their way towards the round of 8. Loser will be 2-2 and have another stab at it, but this is obviously the game you want to win. There's some scary teams that currently have a loss to their name. FaZe with a couple as well. They'll be down there waiting.
Yeah, FaZe is on their last life, as you put it. And they go up against Complexity, who can't be underrated. Yesterday, they put on a heroic performance.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was fun. I mean, it was sloppy at times. It was questionable,
Yeah,
but it was explosive and exciting.
It was everything you want to see from a CS match, to be honest. Just in terms of, like, just lots of storylines. The fact it was a derby and all the crazy clutches, 45 frags from Stan. It was just an absolute marvel to spectate. But either way, getting into round 22, Vitality with the lead once again. As I mentioned, the money not great for Renegades. They get rifles out short, but look at the distinct lack of utility. They have one smoke remaining as we hit 1 minute 30. There's a Molotov. That smoke is now gone.
It's gone, and it also tells that he's there. MBK doesn't want to stick to the angle and spray into it because he's concerned that someone would wide peek from white box if he does. And Gratisfaction gets to stay there as a result of that. So yes, okay, he's used a smoke. They've also used a Molotov. Timing is set. Gratisfaction still to be in position to counter this off. White box. NBK catches Azza. They were still looking for it.
Jacob gets in towards the middle entrance here. MP9, perfect weapon to catch RBK, but the timing's off, and he'll go down.
Gratisfaction will rotate back around. Puts Vitality on 12, potentially 13. Given the money situation, again, it comes back to that force buy in the last round.
You see the gamble stack, what we call it, from Renegades. They're going to put all 3 players towards A, just leave B open. If they do come A, which is actually potentially happening here, they'll fight it. And with the Molotovs and incendiaries going down, this could actually work out in the CT's favor. Vitality needs to be very careful.
23 seconds, even with MBK going through B and calling that it's clear, they're not going to have enough time to get back over there. Indeed. They have to take this fight, and if bomb goes down, this is a huge problem. Gratisfaction back turned, he'll turn it around, but not in time. Flash didn't come through as he was expecting, but even still, 9 seconds. GKS is the only one alive. Even if he got the bomb, unfortunately, his life was all that remained, and it's Vitality finding number 12.
A little bit dicey towards the end there, but they get the initial 2 kills, and yes, they run into the stack, but they manage to trade off it very efficiently. It's going to send Renegades to an eco at this point. The loss bonus only the second stage right now. It's 12-10. Vitality now can see light at the end of the tunnel. Might be able to take us to Inferno at this stage. Much better than their Dust 2 performance. Their pick. RBK, great start. Very influential to the 7-0 they found. Got the Orb and Zywoo now. The AKs are out. Org for Apex. And they get a nice back play towards B just to secure this. There shouldn't be any problem. It's just USPs here.
BK gets the opener. Pistol's ineffective so far, as expected, as Vitality marches triumphantly. Sideways sights. RBK gets one, spins it around, finds the second on JKS. He was busy killing off his teammate in the form of Apex first. And Zywoo will get up and underneath of the vents, securing the rotation position and forcing Leaz away. But he gets away with an AK-47, so something to carry over for Renegades. And by no means at 12 rounds is this game done. Certainly not when you consider the comeback Renegades pulled off in the first half. If they can get that sort of momentum going in their favor again, they could close this series and make Gratisfaction's prophecy come true. He seemed very confident when he said that to Frankie.
He really did. It wasn't even like, yeah, we're probably going to make it. It was just like, well, we're about to go into the final rounds.
Yeah, that's the exact word. We're about to.
Yeah.
Implying this series today.
Very relaxed, considering this is his first major, but performing very well, I have to say. 13-10 though. This is where they'll be tested. Liaz does manage to save the AK-47. I guess he gives that to Azza. Yes, he will, because Azza's a bit of a specialist, that weapon. And on the CT side, it allows him to be a little bit more audacious. He can be roaming around the map and go some of those pushes we saw Vitality doing in the first half. Grat has the AWP. Orgs are out. It's a decent buy. They don't have a kit just yet. Azza will buy it there. And Grat with almost no utility. That's a bit of a problem across the board here, but enough to win a round for sure.
JKS waiting to see who will show their feet first.
This spot can be problematic. They come in and check it. They can flash you off and pre-aim this position.
I just had a weird suspicion with Zywoo creeping as he was. That he was lining up a wallbang for it even. It's hard to tell in the X-ray where the gun's pointing when it's straight on. I just could have somehow seen it happening, but JKS will back off of it smartly. He's already given it up. He's wide open. If they know he's there, it's a problem. Nade Incendiary force Gratifaction off the angle, and JK is down the back of the site already. Gratifaction will have to pretty much hold off on this. They may even save it at this point in time with the smoke's already in position. He doesn't have anything to work with. Tries just a sliver of a gap above the smoke, but it's too late for that as they've already crossed. And in fact, they're going to spray in and catch him off as well. That's the off.
Yeah, it's a common position, that sort of scenario. They were trying to save their weapons, but they're going to leave with almost nothing here. 3 players go down. It was a nice B play from Vitality, and they're not done just yet. They want to take every single member of Renegades with them. As Liaz and Jacob turtling up. Jacob is into the city spawn. Okay, presumably checks this, and indeed he will, but he'll be greeted with the bullets of the Orc. Well, Vitality player, but eventually they get what they want. At this stage, when you've got so much cash, the main objective is removing all the weaponry from the CTs. It doesn't matter if you lose a couple of players here or there. He's probably going to be taken down as well. He gets another, but like I said, if they get him down, it's worth. They actually lose 4 in the end. It's not a huge deal. You can see they're not frustrated with that. They still have $11,000 on 3 players, so that's not a huge problem, but ideally would have killed him. And now this is a really interesting time. 14-10. Loss bonus not a maximum. It's at the 4th stage right now. It's $2,900 per play on the CT side. They have an AUG. He can drop another rifle as well. See Apex really feeling it now. Do they want to go for this? Apparently not. They are going to play for 5 rounds straight on the CT side instead of trying to steal it away here. And Gratifiction's already gone down to 17.
Yeah, he's tagged up significantly inside the middle, so overtime's the call, essentially. They'll try and play it out, put this in the extra rounds. Each map being stolen if Vitality can pull this off. Great shot from Gratifaction. Caught in retreat. It's Liaz, though, that trades off again. That's the AUG, and a boost inside of the A site to do it. They know there's 2 there. 1 down toward middle. There's got to be something going on at B. What is it? It's Jacob. He tries to fire into it, but JKS was also pushed in. He's baited in. They've got the kill with no guns. Iwu's got JKS trapped into a corner, but pre-firing it, he gives it up, and Renegades are going to get 11.
That's absolutely massive for Renegades. They did not force buy into that round. They had a couple of Deagles, PD-50s, a saved AUG. They were looking at the bigger picture, like, we're going to aim for 5 rounds on the CT side here. Now they only need 4, and it's denied map points for Vitality. They will now have enough funds to bring out the AWP, some more rifles, a saved AK, they have a JKS as well, another specialist with the weapon, and they could actually bring this back and go 16-14. They have to break the bank first. If they can win this round cleanly, I don't think they'll fully take them to an eco, but it'll take a couple more, but we'll see if this is the start of something great for the Renegades. Now Zyro waiting for that A main presence. He'll be flashed off a laser fire off the shop. Gets his position up, and those CTs will be pushing that now.
Azza and Leia's inside of the site. Zaiwu wants to be the one to peek it. Already scoped in. He's going to go cleanly against it. No one exposed at this point in time to the position of the AWP. Watch Azza, though, up on top of the box. He gets the headshot. Zaiwu is perfectly positioned and absolutely anticipating it. Brilliant. That's why he is such a highly rated young talent. Liaz is again using his own smoke to further his life, prolong the angle, and try and get behind the T's. They can't find him inside of it, but he eventually gives himself away, spraying with the AUG desperately. He will go down. The response from Vitality means a reset against Renegades.
There is residual cash there with Liaz and JKS at about 4k. Jacob, if he saves the AUG, they'll be okay. As Alex is trying to recover the bomb, I was going to say, where is that? But there it is. He'll pick it up. There's no danger of them losing this round, but Jacob chance there. MBK will find him. Preemption towards useless. And now they've got map points. Renegades will have to buy this one and find 4 in a row. But I guess they'll be fine with that. They were happy to get 5 before. The race side collapses there. Unable to fend them off. Apex guns them down 1 by 1. Fantastic shots from him. MBK chiming in as well, and that player, Liaz, did his best, but so much pressure, so much utility in front of him. Molotov was at his feet, jumped in the smoke, but they read it well. So, timeout. Kassad staying calm right now, making sure his players are as well. They are going to have to buy this one. Is there going to be any sort of special play coming through? Time will tell. Still possible to take it to overtime. Third map is Inferno. And I feel like they'd be pretty evenly matched on that one. It always is the great decider in best of 3s. Renegades feeling the pressure now, though. CZ for Jacob. 5-7 for Azza, but the AWP for Gratz, who hasn't been as explosive on his CT side.
Bomb dropped intentionally. Vitality know the situation that they were forcing. They won. They lost on a reset round, and now it's very likely they're going to have a lot of weapons. Great position from Gunner's faction. Better bait from Alex.
Yeah, aware of that. It's a very common play of the MVP. A good one.
Oh!
Apex is there to catch him as he leaves the door.
Hazza panicking, trying to get back into it with the 5-7, realizing that Highway was given up so convincingly. And Apex following up all the way around into the A site, now clears it as well by getting Leia's. It's just 3 remaining, and Vitality will force out a third map, stealing back cash from the Australians. A great start, 7-0, that was lost. It was 8-7 in Renegades at half. They won the pistol, it swung for a moment, but they controlled it, and it's just Jacob remaining. It's going to go the distance. He gets one of the C's at least. They'll back it off, and they'll pursue. Apex wanting kills, he'll find yet another 16-11. Throws down the headset with conviction. He knows what's happened.
Absolutely. Whatever conversation they had after Dust 2 seemingly worked. They have resurrected themselves. Dust 2, they had no fragging potential, no one stepping up. They actually found more confidence going into cash on their CT side. They were pushing them out. They were finding control. They were getting fantastic